And I'm supposed to announce to y'all that my evaluations are online. So check your email so you can bash me.
I already did. No worries.
Okay, thanks for bashing me. I'm sure y'all did. Y'all hate me, so y'all probably bashed me.
You're welcome.
I go listen to my other professor cry.
Yeah. Yeah, just make my life miserable. Okay, there we go. This is a test question. It's not very difficult. We did two of these or one of these in the notes. There's a little red dot, meaning I am recording. So you will do this one by hand. You don't do this one in the calculator. You do it by hand. First thing you need to do is you don't even have to find the height. They already give it to you. All you got to do is draw one line and do the area of that line. Let's read the question. The graph to the right is the uniform probability of time. That's basically what it is. Find the probability that the friend is between 10 and 20 minutes late. So you're going to draw a line at 10 and 20, and you're going to find the area of that rectangle. So let's take for a minute, let's take our handy dandy whiteboard. And since I don't have posters, we got to use this, technology. Let's put a green line at 10 and a green line at 20. And of course, they're wanting to know the area of that rectangle. So I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to put, so all you have to do is multiply the length or the height, the base times the height. Somebody tell me what the base is. 10. And the height is 1/30. So 10 times 1/30, the zeros cancel, is left with 1/3. And that will be 0.333.
So the first number they give you is the base. Like if it's between this and that, the first number is the base.
Okay, hold on a minute. Let me get up there with the marker so I can write all over the place. This right here, under the blue, is 1.000. That's where that comes from. Okay? And then you divide by the 30, which is the base of the blue rectangle, or square in this case. It's by the square, 30 and 30. That is this base right here. This one, the A, says find the probability that the person is going to show up between 10 and 20 minutes late. So you draw a line at 10, and you draw a line at 20, and you're finding this area. So the base of the green area, 20 minus 10, is 10. So that's our base. Multiply the base times the what? The height. So area of the green rectangle is equal to 1/30 times 10 over 1. And I just wrote 1/30. And that's 10/30, which is equal to 1/3, which is equal to 0.33 repeating. So your answer should be 0.33. So there's a 33% chance that that person is going to show up between 10 and 20 minutes late. Whose are these?
That's probably from my first class this morning. Somebody in it. I had to give a speech today.
Tell them not to leave stuff on my desk. That's yours. So 0.3333. I didn't say you. Did I say yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that.
This is yours, isn't it?
That's what you said.
There we go. I didn't round to 3 decimal points. Well, when it's repeating, I don't think you have to. But anyway. There is a 20% probability the friend will arrive within what? Blank minutes. Okay, well, we quit here because I don't know how to do this. Well, what is the 20%? Tell me what that is. I just said it. It's a what? I just said it after 20. 20 what? Percent. Which percent can be what? A probability or an area. Remember me saying that 5,000 or 6,000 times the last few days? Okay, so what does that mean? I'm going to take my area equals length times width, or base times height. So this is part A. Part B, area equals length base times height. What do we have? What are they giving us? 0.2000 or 0.20 is the what? That's the area. And we know that the height is what? 1/30th. You might want to leave this as 20 over 100 or 2 over, let's go with 20 over 100, 2.2 over 10, 1 over what? 1 over 5. You may want to leave it as a fraction. It may be easier. So 1 over 5 is equal to base times 1 over what? 30. Divide by 1 over 30. Divide by 1 over 30. When you divide a fraction by another fraction, you multiply by the what? Reciprocal. 30 divided by 5 is what? 6 minutes. That's a good test question because it's got both in it. So there's a 20% probability that that person is going to show up within 6 minutes. Got it right. I think y'all need a similar question. What do y'all think? All right, do that one. And I'll blow this up a little bit for you. There you go. All right, y'all do that one. And if you can't do it, just mark it up as, there you go. Oh, great. Cow cuddling is now the thing. 90-minute session, $300. Okay.
I can do that.
Okay, I'm going to retire. Put a sign out and say, dumbasses, $300 for 1 hour to cuddle with one of my cows. I think we're going for damn minds. I really do.
That's like lamb yoga.
What?
Lamb yoga?
What is that?
Where they put the lamb on your back while you're doing yoga.
Hold on a second, let's see what she needs. She tried to call and find out what Lauren needs. Yeah, just come on in there with us.
Hey, it looks like they email.
I threw it away.
Huh?
I threw it away. I didn't read it. Said something about you being on drugs.
Oh yeah, you know.
She worked last night.
Yeah, she was on drugs.
Yeah. Can't you tell I'm like a real drug addict?
That's still in my bedroom.
You know, I know. That's what they get for giving me access to the bedroom.
Yeah, my mother calls like every 15 minutes. And I don't know whether she fell down and broke something or if the cows are out, or so I have to have a wall call.
I also never did.
And not at her age.
What?
Not at her age.
She's 80. She just turned 80. No. What's 40 and No, next year, she will be 80.
79.
40 and 20.
3 weeks.
You turn what?
21 in 3 weeks.
My daughter just turned 21 a few months back, March. Just remember one rule. I'm going to give you one rule.
Okay.
Nothing good after midnight. Just remember that. Nothing good. I have found out through real life, nothing good after midnight.
August
You
11th.
see what happened to her down at Shakers? What is it called? What's the place called? No, the place in Hartwell. Yeah.
What happened?
You got left.
No, I drove
No,
there.
no,
But her
yeah.
truck left.
I know, but she left you alone.
See, at August 11th at 11:59,
She was born.
I'm going somewhere. I'm
Well,
gonna go down like.
I just told you one rule. I'm giving you a gift of life. Nothing good happens after midnight.
I'm gonna go downtown and be like.
She ain't listening to a word I'm saying.
Like when you're
That's all right. All right.
You're right about that.
15 what?
You're right.
I am?
No,
Every time you go out at midnight.
After midnight.
that is not true.
It's true.
It's true.
Really, you have
I do it all the time.
Thank you. You have not lived.
I've got the scars to prove it, especially the scar above my hairline where a cue stick went across my head. 17 stitches. So don't believe me, that's fine. All right, 15 and 25. 15 is right here, and 25 is right here. So our base is still what? Our base is still 10. So the area of the black rectangle is equal to base, which is 10, times 10 over 1, times 1 over 30. So it comes out to be the same. I don't know if that's a coincidence or what, but. And since it says round to 3 decimal places, go ahead and put one more because make it happy. Now, if it didn't have 3 decimal places and you put 0.3 with a line over it, I would mark it right. If it has 3 places and you don't, then I would not mark it right because you didn't follow directions, guys. Okay? I know y'all don't follow directions very well. Okay, so what does this say? 10%, so that's going to be 0.10 or 1 over what? 10 is equal to base times the height, which is going to be 30 over 1, which is 3 minutes. So your answer there would be 3 minutes. So that should be 2.5, because I didn't do the second part on the example. I didn't know what, that's something new they've added to the questions because I haven't seen that. So 0.33. We didn't ask Oconee. Oconee, does anything good happen after midnight?
All the fun starts after midnight. What are you
Thank
talking
you.
about?
Thank you.
Okay, get with me in 10 years and tell me what you think.
In 10 years, I'm gonna have my nursing degree.
and then you'll be in the ER dying of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, probably. Strapped with a banana bag, laying in the bed.
10% chance to be over 3 minutes. Okay, we've done that question enough. Let's go to another question. And that was number 5, so we'll delete that one, and number 6. I feel like I'm doing y'all's homework for you, but that's okay.
Wow.
No, we already did that one.
Did you delete
No, we
my
didn't.
email?
Huh?
We didn't. This is a different one.
Yeah.
Well, it's just different because it says at least. What does at least mean? It means your lowest number is what? Your lowest number is 11. Okay? So then you would just draw 11 right here. Take mine, I'm going to use blue. 11 is right there. I'm going to draw a little arrow saying 11. So I know that my area is, my height, my area is what we're trying to find. So area is equal to base. Well, what does it say? At least means greater than. So that's going to be 30 minus 11, what'd you say? 19. So that's going to be 19 over 1 times 1 over 30. Now you don't need your calculator here, Because unless you're Rain Man, you're not going to be able to do the decimals unless you do long division, and then you'll make a mistake. So somebody, take your calculator and divide 19 by 30. It's going to be around 0.67 or 0.68, somewhere.
0.63.
0.63. Give me a third.
3.
Yeah.
3. There's that question. So you type in point, there's a 63% chance.
Wait, how'd you get 19 again?
Just look at the base. Look at the, don't ask me. Look at the rectangle. What's the base? Look at the blue rectangle that I've got filled in. What's the base? No, 11 is where the blue line is. What's the base of that rectangle? Okay, well, let me ask you a question. If I ask you, you're from Anderson, right? And there's, just work with me, okay? All right, Greenville, Spartanburg, the Charlotte, Atlanta wannabes, okay?
Hey.
Well, it is. They are.
Calm down.
I mean, why don't they act their age instead of wanting to be somebody they're not? I was born in Spartanburg, but it ain't Spartanburg that's there now.
I was born in Gaffney.
What?
Gaffney.
Okay, Gaffney ain't included there. Gaffney's got an outlet. They can do whatever they want to, okay? They got a peach that looks like a butt. All right. Now, if I tell you that Anderson to Greenville is 30 miles, and I tell you that Anderson to Spartanburg is 45 miles, then tell me how far it is from Greenville to Spartanburg.
15.
What?
15.
15 miles. How'd you do it? You subtracted, right? All right. Go over here. Anderson.
30 minus 1.
You did the bulb go off?
Yeah.
Good. Mr. Gilliard learned something today. Okay? He learned subtraction. All right. So what is let's type that in. And there's always, whenever you're talking about miles per hour and talking about miles, there's always a guy in the group that's going to go, psst, I can get there in 2 seconds. Girls, run.
Yeah,
Run away as fast as you can if you ever meet somebody like that, because they have issues. They have those issues that we talked about. All right, 0.6333. Oops. We got it right. And that's it. So that's a good test question because it's pretty short and sweet. Yep. All right, so that takes care of number 6. Number 6. Number 15. Oh yeah, this is a test question. Suppose the length of human pregnancies are normally distributed with M, mean is 266 days, and standard deviation is 16 days. All right. First thing I'm going to do is draw what?
A number.
Not a number line, but what?
Aren't you going to draw your...
A curve. Empirical rule. 80% of 7.1 and 7.2 is drawing a picture. Okay? If you decide you're too smart to draw a picture, then don't whine when you what? When you get it wrong. Guys. 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. Now this one don't go by the z-scores. This one's going by what you're going to see in 7.2, which is 266. And I need y'all to add for me and subtract for me. So go ahead and be doing that, because I'm not going to try to do it in my head. 266 is be 272 or 282, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let y'all do that, and then I'll write it on the board.
266 times 4.
What's 266 plus 16?
282.
Okay, keep adding. What's the next one?
298.
What's the next one?
314.
Okay, now subtract. 266 minus 16? Be 250. Then what?
234.
234, then what?
218.
218. Okay, so what is this? Now, what you just did is you just drew the picture that goes with this. This is draw a curve. with Z and empirical rule. Okay? So let's go ahead and put our empirical rule in here. 34, 13.5, 2.25, 0.15 or 0.15, I think y'all said. 13.5, 2.25, and 0.15. Now we're ready to attack the question. A figure to the right represents a normal curve. We just did that, okay, right here. The area to the left of 230 is right in here. So I'm going to take my blue, because I have no idea what this question's asking yet. 230 is going to be right in here, 234. So I'm going to say right in there, and I'm going to color that blue. I'm going to put an arrow to it in blue, and it's going to say 0.0122. That's the area. Okay? Provide two interpretations of this area. All right, somebody tell me what this means. Don't look at what they give you. Tell me what this means. We know this is 0.0. What if you wrote this as a percent? What would it be?
12.
Not 12.
1.22.
1.22%. It might be easier for you to put it in that term. Okay? So what is that saying?
All the data to the left.
Okay, I mumble. What?
All the data to the left.
Is below 200 and what?
34.
230. 230. So what does that say? 1.2% of the what? Population of babies is born before 200 what?
66.
230 days. Is that what the question asks? Is that what it says? Human pregnancies are normally distributed? Okay, pregnancies. Okay. How many pregnancies are delivered or whatever before 230 days? 1.22%. So you need to put that, which was the proportion of human pregnancies that last less than 230 days are 1.22%. What does that say about the complement? So while y'all are writing that down, I'm going to put less than 230 days is 0.0122. So what does that tell us about the complement? What's the complement? Point what? Keep going. Well, check to make sure. I don't know. I'm not doing it in my head right now. Somebody take your calculator and give me that 4 points. What's point is supposed to be? 0.9878. Somebody check me. 0.9878 is what? Not below 230 days, but what? Above 230 days.
How do we get that?
Huh?
How do we get that number?
How do you get what?
How do you get that number?
Which number?
Red one.
Okay, what is the area under the curve? What is it equal to? 1. You subtract it. You and Mr. Gilliard are catching on to this, okay? Subtraction. Yeah, it's that subtraction. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Good stuff.
Oconee, you got any questions?
No, good enough.
What do you say?
All good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. They hate me. I know they do. They hate me. So which one says lasts more than 230 days is 0.9878.
Wouldn't you technically round it?
I don't know what they're saying. I don't know. Evidently, probability lasts more. Okay.
It's supposed to be.
Okay, it should be
something
this
more?
one. Oh, I thought it said more. I'm sorry. 230 is 0.9878. There we go. Okay, whatever. I don't care. It's one of the two. What'd they get?
Point 0.0122.
So,
I don't understand what they're doing. We just answered that.
No more than 11.
Okay, wait a minute. Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, they just want you to say that.
Okay, Philadelphia lawyer time. Okay, I didn't know. I thought they were asking for the compliment. Are they not asking for the compliment? I thought they were.
No, you
Okay.
did the same thing.
Okay, that's the same thing. I'm sorry. I'm just not one to repeat myself. I'm sorry. Provide the interpretation. Okay, the figure to the right represents a curve 206, the area between 285 and 300. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to draw 285. What is that? 285 and 300? So 285 is going to be right in here. And 300 is going to be right in here. And it says, provide two interpretations, oh my gosh, of this area. Okay, between, what did it say, 285? Between 285 and 300 days, .1007 is going to be delivered, or whatever they want to say. I'm not going to try to even, this is not a test question because I'm not going to put test questions on there that ask you the same thing twice. That's redundant and stupid. Provide the proportion of human pregnancy that less than, okay, it'd be between. You're not going to use less than, it's going to be between. This is such a, it's really not a good question. Between 285 and 300 is .1007. I would much rather you spend your time on the other type questions of finding the area under the curve, not saying stuff that's, what is it, inevitable? 285 and 300. If they ask me this question again, I'm not doing it. Is .1007. Because y'all know my pet peeve. I can't stand to repeat myself, so I can't stand to, okay, that's it. See ya. I'm not fooling with that one. I hope whoever sent it understands it now. Draw a picture. Mr. King, do you understand it? Draw a picture. And answer your question twice.
All right.
Oh. Okay, let's get to our questions. I'm just going to go to the handy dandy homework, and I'm just going to pull up some because I want you to see how to address the ones I'm not going to get. I hope I'll get to what I want to get to today. tctc.mylabsplus.com. I want you to make sure you can do below, above, and between. We went over below and between. I want to try to do above today, and then we'll move into 7.2. This one down here in case I decide to change something. Chapter contents. What chapter is this? 7.1? And it's probably the second part of 7.1. Study plan is what I use just to pull up questions. So don't have a conniption. I don't need y'all to go into hammy mode. Okay? There's our questions. Some of these you won't see because these are not homework questions. These are questions that we can choose homework from. So you might not. Okay, that one just said between, did it not? Oh, they just want you to label it. Okay, well, it must be 7.2 then. Give me a second. There we go. All right, this is a question I want you to just ignore the. You can use the picture on there, or you can draw your own. I would rather you draw your own. Okay. No, that's not what I want. That's 7.2. That's what I haven't covered yet. Sorry. I'm trying to find the questions that we've done so far, and evidently they're just. Okay, here we go. All right. So here is find the value of the third z of 0.346. So draw a picture. So I'm going to draw a picture. 0.346. Somebody tell me what they're giving us. Are they giving us a z-score first? Or are they giving us a area? It's giving us a z-score right here. It says find the value of the z-score. So I'm going to draw, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 34, 34, 13.5, 2.15 or 2.25, 0.15, 13.5, 2.25, and Now somebody tell me where 0.3 is, or 0.3. Where is 0.346? That's like 0.35. Where is it? Right here? Now the table in the book gives you the area to the left. So since they're asking for a z-score, we're going to give them an area. Okay? So look in your table at 0.3, at z-score, 0.3 is 0.345. I don't know why they're giving us 3 digits on a z-score. They've never done that before. So I don't know why they're doing that.
If it's 3 digits, wouldn't you just round it to do like...
That's what I would do, because the table only uses 2 digits. So I would use 0.35, which is 0.3, and then you move 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you follow it down. Or you use your handy dandy calculator. This is negative infinity, which is 9999. And this is positive infinity, which is 9999. You don't need this because they're wanting to know this area right here. So somebody take your calculator and do second, bars, and which one did I tell y'all to do? Normal what? CDF? I can't remember which one I told you. Normal CDF. And then you would type in 9999 for your lower bound, negative 9999, comma, or if you have one that says upper bound would be 0.346. And somebody give me that area, because that's what, give me 4 digits.
0.6353?
0.6353.
Somebody do something different.
No, I got points.
So that means 63% is, now does that make sense? Somebody tell me why that makes sense. Thank you, exactly. The middle is 50%, so you know that 63% makes sense. What if you came out with 10%? You know something was wrong. Because that's why you need to draw your empirical rule on all of them, so you can say, okay, well this is 50%, so this is going to be 60. And that makes sense because this is 30, let's say 33. Okay, that's 33. If you divide that into 3, each one of these is what? 11. What's 11 plus 50? We got 64%. So yeah, it makes sense. Now, I don't know why I've never seen them ask for value. I've never seen them ask I've never seen them ask for the area to be to 2 digits, and I've never seen them to give us a z-score at 3 digits. I've never seen that before. So I don't know what they're up to as far as the book goes. I've never seen that before. So this round to 2 decimal places is 0.64.
I have a
I
question.
got it wrong too.
Well, let's see what they got, unless I'm reading the question wrong. I have no idea what they're talking about on this problem. And I have done these problems a lot. Hold on a second. I don't know what they're asking for.
You might need to do PDF instead of CDF, because isn't C
Okay, do
keyword?
PDF, thank you. Somebody do PDF. I asked y'all if that's what I told y'all to do.
Negative 0.9, or negative.
Negative 999, and then go to 0.346. Tell me what you get. Shouldn't be 0.4 because it's over 0.5. That's not right. Hold on a minute. I'm not reading this question right, evidently. That's why it bothers me the way they've got it written. Okay, why are they wanting... They didn't say they wanted more than. Find the value of z. That doesn't mean that they're wanting the complement. I don't know. I've never seen this question before, so the z-score. Okay, forget this question. Okay, I'm going to get to a question that I understand. Hold on a second. I know y'all think I'm crazy, but hold on. Okay, this is a question that should be, this is the way it's written. Determine the area under the normal curve that lies to the right of z is 0.73, z is 0.87, z is 0.62, and z is 0.77. Let's do this one, please, because I have no idea what they're doing on that last one. I'll have to look at that one. I've been doing these things for I don't know how long. Z is equal to 0.73. I don't know how they get 0.4 when you draw it on the right side. Yeah, I can understand this being 0.4, but they didn't specify whether it's the left or the right. This one says what? To the right. So, okay, where is, I'm not going to go through and I'm not going to do all the drawing because we're in a rush. I want to get to the other part of 7.2 today. Where is 0.73? Okay, so I'm going to divide 34 by 8, or 4. 34 by 4 is 8, right? So I'm going to divide this into 8 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one is by 8. 7. Okay, we're not designing O-rings for the space shuttle here. So I can divide 34 by 4 and get 8. Okay, please work with me. All right, 7.3. I'm just going to, they're wanting 0.73. So this is 0.25. This is 0.5. This is 0.75. And this, of course, is what? 1. So where is 0.73? Right in here, right? So there's what, and you don't have to do this with the calculator. I mean, with the table, you have to read to the left and then subtract from 1. That's what the other question was showing. That other question wasn't right. Okay? Now, take your calculators and do inverse CDF from, what's your lower limit? What's your lower limit? It says to the right. They want to know the right of point what? 73. That's what the question says right here.
Lower limit 33 or 0.73.
So your lower limit is 0.73, and your upper limit is what? Positive 9999. Now I'm going to go ahead and answer the question again, common sense wise. What is 50%? This is 50%. Plus half of this. What's half of 34? 17. So, or almost 17. What's 3 times 8 is 24, right? So around 24 plus 84%. So 84 from 100 is what? 0.16. So I'm thinking this is around 16%, just roughly. So somebody take it, normal CDF, is it PDF or CDF? CDF, and go from 0.73 to 9999 and tell me what you get.
Okay, normal PDF or CDF?
I can't remember now. I told y'all to write it down in your notes. Look in your notes. In the notes, what did I tell y'all 2 or 3 days ago or a day or two ago? What? Look in your notes. And that's what your notes are for, to like go over.
I thought CDF was cumulative, if you wanted to do it.
No, that's the other. That's the other. That's in 6.2.
I know on mine, here, we're going to ask you to find the area, just go to a chart. And
Y'all gonna make me go to the calculator, aren't you?
wait a minute,
I told y'all to write it in your notes.
I got it.
No, what numbers do you need us to put in? So it is
0.73 to 9999. Oconee, do you remember?
I'm pretty sure it's
0.2.
not the C, but I'm checking.
Check and see. It should come out to be about 16, 15%, somewhere around there. Asked y'all to do something as
I
simple
put
as like,
CDF, but I don't know if that.
well, did you come out with 16%?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot, Mr. Smith. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna show you what I put in my notes.
Okay, it says normal CDF in his notes.
I don't know if it's true.
Well, then why'd you write it down?
said 0.73 and 999.
Yes, what does it come out to be?
Getting like 0.23.
Okay. Well, put in PDF. I don't think it's PDF.
It comes out as 0 in PDF.
Yeah, it's not PDF. It's CDF. What does it come out to be?
0.232.
232 even?
Fine.
I got 0.2326.
Oh,
Well, it is, but around.
oh my Lord.
Well, it is. It's 23269.
0.232.
That's what I got.
I'm just going to type in the answer. I know this is right because it's saying to the right. I don't know what that last question was asking. I'm going to have to research that one. 0.23 to what? Okay, I'm going to go with 2326. Okay, that's right. All right, now you do 0.87.
If my lowest number was negative 1.97, you do put the negative in.
If it's on the negative side, yes. But this is not. This is all these are on the positive side. These are.
So use the smallest positive number.
Read which way you read. So which one do you put in first?
So this
If you're reading this thing just like this one, where does the red area start?
On the right.
0.73. And it goes to, read it from left to right. So where is 0.87? It's going to start. 0.87 is going to be right above it, right here. So is it going to be more or less than 23%?
it's going to be less.
It's going to be less. So somebody do, and you don't have to draw a picture. I mean, now that you've got it in your head, do 0.87 to 9999.
It's 0.1921.
Okay, 0.1921. And now do 0.62. Let's see, 0.1921. This is a good test question. 0.1921. What's the next one? What is 0.62?
0.2676.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Why?
Because when you had your
It'd be more.
0.73,
Mhm.
it was 0.23, and then you were at the 60, so it would
Good.
be higher.
So 0.26 what?
0.2676.
Okay, now do the last one. 0.77 should be a little bit more than 0.87 and a little bit less than 0.73.
So it's 0.2206.
.2206. And that's a good test question. I like that one because it's got all four of them in there. So that's a good test question. I'd like to find an inverse norm for y'all. Let me see if I can find the inverse norm. Nope. 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 Okay, here's one. I want you to draw a picture for this one. Ask yourself, are they giving us the z-score or are they giving us the area? Okay, so you're going to write that as 0.5200. So draw a picture, and now what does it say? It says, such that the area under a curve is to the what? Left. I'm going to fool with the questions that tell you left, right, or what? In between. I don't know what that question was asking. Maybe I need to read it again. I'm just going to be very rough when I draw this one, just to get you started. Where is 50%? In the middle, so 52% would be right in there. So we're talking about, every time I dot something, it does that. If I had training, I'd know how to control it, but I ain't had training yet. So. Posters, so I would say 52%. Since we know that first section 4 is 8%, didn't I say 8%, then, that's going to be right over. That's going to be right over 0.5. Yeah, so it's going to be like 0.2. It's going to be a z-score of like 0.2. But how do you do it? You write second, vars, and when they give you the area, they give you the the area, you do inverse norm. And then you type in 0.5200. And the reason I change it to 4 is because most, and I don't know why this book is doing this, most of your probability and statistics book lists all your probabilities in 4 digits. This is the first book I've seen to write it in 2.
So is that the only thing that we put in the calculator?
And it hit enter.
What do you do? You even with the 0 and the 1? So.
Yeah, you leave that alone until we get to the second part of 7.2.
It's 0.0501.
I told you it's going to be like 0.1, didn't I, or 0.2? Point what?
501.
And this is a z-score, so that's going to be z is equal to 0.05. Unless for some crazy reason this one wants you to do it to 4 decimal places, which would be totally fast backwards of every other book. Okay, so that's going to be 0.05. That's a good test question. So write that one down. Put a star beside that one because that's the type of questions I'll give you. All right. Now I want to do an in-between again. And then we're going to move on to something else. So let me find a good in-between. That question right there don't make any sense. Find the value of z. I don't understand that one because they're giving you the z-score. I'm going to skip those because we haven't even started talking about alpha yet. Alpha is in chapter 9. Okay, somebody tell me what this one is. Is this above, below, or between? Above, good. Your algebra, good. That's above. So just write that P, X is greater than 40, that's above. So that would be this question of B right there. It would be that one, and you do from 40 to what? 9999. And that would give you the area. They're giving you a z-score. Okay? Okay, this is the second part of Okay, I'll just start this. Well, this is the second part of 7.2, so we'll just start here. Okay, the difference between 7.1 and 7.2 is 7.1, or the first part of 7.1, whichever. I like to say 7.1, is a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1, which means z-scores, right? The difference between 7.1 and 7.2, write this down, is in 7.2, you have to convert to a z-score. Okay? 7.2, mu is equal to 50, and standard deviation is equal to 10. Therefore, you have to convert to a z-score. Now, in order to convert, there's two formulas that you need to know. One you've already seen. You saw it in Unit 1, I think, or Unit 2. I think it was Unit 1. Yeah. Remember Shaq versus LBJ? That's x minus x bar over what? The standard deviation, or S. That's to find your z-score. And then there's another formula, and you're used to that one. X minus x bar over the standard deviation. That changes your test score, your age, your whatever, into a z-score. The other one, I've modified it using the population rule. X is equal to Oz plus mu. And the reason I've changed it to Oz plus mu is that if I use these variables in the sample, it would be S, Z plus X bar. And there'd be no way to memorize that. But y'all would all know what Oz is. Wizard of Oz. Oz plus mu. It's easy to remember. Now, what are you trying to find here? When you're trying to find X, X is going to be your test score, or your age, or your IQ score. Okay? The question will say, what IQ test score represents the 90th percentile? Or what height represents the 75th percentile? If they ask for a height, if they ask for a test score, if they ask for a weight, if they ask for something that doesn't have to do with z-score, you're going to use x is equal to Oz plus mu. That's 7.2. This right here is 7.2. You've got to convert to a z-score. Now, with your calculators, didn't you ask me a while ago? I said mu is equal to 0, and yeah, you asked me that. In your newer, it says mu is equal to 0 and the standard deviation is equal to 1. You can change that, and you don't have to do this right here. Now, if you have an old, decrepit calculator, then you're going to have to do this. If you don't, then you don't have to do this. But we're going to do it by hand just in case. All right? So has everybody got those two formulas down? Okay. The question says, blah, 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 in this case, you don't need to convert, but if you were using the tables or you're using an old calculator that only does z-scores, you're going to have to convert. So somebody tell me, and I'm just going to clear this, somebody tell me which of the graphs, I already told you, it's going to be B, because it says greater than what? 40. Okay? Let's draw this. I'm going to draw a picture right here because I'm going to add something to it. And it might behoove you to put it in your notes for those one or two people that actually have notes. Okay? 50, 57, 64, and 81 and 71. Somebody check my math there. 43. I have no idea. 36. Somebody help me out there. 29. And 29. Okay? And I'm going to put in real, I'm gonna put in yellow that y'all will bitch about seeing. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3. And I'm going to draw where I think this is going to fall. All right, what is that? The score is 40. So where is 40? 40 is somewhere in here. And they're asking, I'm going to put in blue, 40. And I'm going to put, what do they want? They want to know greater than 40. So what test scores, what percentage of the class test scores are greater than 40? So in your calculator, the newer calculators, you can put mu is equal to what? And the standard deviation is equal to what?
7.
And you want to know what? 40 to infinity, or it might say the lower limit's 40, the upper limit is 9999. Those of you that don't have a newer calculator or use the tables, you're going to have to convert 40 into a what? A z-score. So that's going to be 40 minus 50 over 7. And somebody tell me what 10 over 7 is. Well, that's going to be equal to 1 3/7. Say it again.
It's 1.42.
All right, good. It's 2 digits. Now, somebody with an older calculator put in 1.42 to 9999. Or leave your mu 0 and your standard deviation 1 and do 1.42. It's going to be negative, sorry. Negative 1.42 to 9999. Now somebody do the mu. Do the mu is equal to, somebody, what'd you get? Well, hold on. 34, that's 50, that's 84. 84 and, I don't know, maybe half, what's half of 13? 6, I'd say 90%. Approximately 90%.
It's like 0.922.
0.922 what?
1.
0.9221. Now somebody with an older calculator, or change your numbers to 0 and 1 and use negative 1.42 to 9999 and tell me what you get.
Wait, that's what I did.
Okay, you did that. Well, okay, somebody do it the new way. Do it with mu is equal to 50 and standard deviation of 7 and go from 40 to 9999 and tell me what you get.
I have a quick question. So when I did province stats, like back in high school, when we were doing this, I think I like somewhat remember a teacher saying, so like how we have 40 and you have like here at the 50 the 34, 34, and then everything. Can't you just add those up technically to get like?
Yeah, it says use the empirical rule, but you can't do it and get it detailed. See, each one of mine is what? Is an estimate.
Yeah.
The only way for them to do that is for the question to be fixed to the empirical rule.
But
so
if
in other
it
words,
is,
you have to use z-score in the calculator or the table.
But if it is the empirical rule.
It'll say that.
Okay.
Okay, Coney, did you try it?
Okay, so I'm confused about like if you don't have like if I like to do things by hand, I don't really understand a lot of the calculator stuff, and I have an older calculator. I'm confused as to what we do with the negative 1.42. Like I'm
okay. Which do you have a TI-83?
No, I have a TI-84.
Okay, well I'll pull it up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the TI-84, and the old way that I'm talking about is second bars, and I told y'all it was binomial, normal what? CDF. Didn't I say CDF?
Yes.
Okay, your lower limit, here is where you're going to put, if that's 0 and 1, you're going to put negative 1.42. Didn't I say 1.42?
I don't get, when
okay,
I do that, I don't get the lower upper thingy.
Okay, which way do you read?
No. I mean, when I press the normal CDF, that doesn't come up on my screen.
Okay, then it probably has parentheses, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, then you would type in negative 1.42, then you would hit the comma right above the 7, and then 9999 and close parenthesis.
Okay, got it.
And that should give you,
0.922.
hopefully, enter, 0.92219, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you that have the newer calculator, you don't have to convert it. You can hit second, bars, normal CDF, and then you can go down here, hit 40, and go down here and change this to, what is it, 50 and 7. And watch what happens. You should get the same thing. It's off just a little bit. And that's the reason it's off just a little bit, because of the normal CDF with the 40 and is very detailed. Okay? But they'll probably tell you to round off to the nearest 3 digits or 2 digits. I'll take either answer. Okay? I wonder what happens with normal PDF if you try it there. I don't know what will happen. I don't know what normal PDF does. Let me see. X value. That's just typing in the X value. So that'd be 1.42 negative.
And it comes out as different.
Negative 1.42. 0, 1, enter. Enter. Yeah, it gives totally something different. So I don't know what that is, unless that's on the left side. Is it? No, that's not on the left side. So I don't know what PDF gives you. I'll have to look that one up. But yes, it sounds like you've got one of those older TI-84s where you have parentheses, and then you put in the left side, comma, the right side, and then you have to hit a parenthesis to close it. Okay?
And then the 0.9221, is that the answer, or?
Yes, that's the area from that negative 1.42 to positive infinity, to the right side. Gotcha. That's right here. Hold on a second. If I can pull up my... Oh, I'm having to switch. I need posters. There. See the blue stripes? That's the area from 40, which is negative, what did we say it was? Negative 1.42 is that, and to infinity. Now, that's not the point. The point of these questions you can do on the calculator. That's not what I want to get to. What I want to get to is when they ask you what test score gives you that percentage. That's the question that's going to give you the problems. Okay? So let me get to one, if I can find one. Let's do this one, because this is between. Okay? So I want you to do this one. Now, if you have an older calculator, you're going to have to change 34 to a z-score, and you're going to have to change 65 into a z-score, and you're going to have to type that in, parenthesis, z-score, comma, upper z-score, close parentheses. Those of you that have a regular or newer calculator, you will type in 50 and 7 as a mean and standard deviation, and then you'll type in 34 to 65, and it'll give you the answer. So I'm going to write both of them on the board. I need somebody to find the z-scores for 34 and 65 while I write them. Z-score for 34 is equal to 34 minus 50 over 7. And the z-score for 65 is going to be 65 minus 50 over 7. Somebody give me the decimal for 34 minus 50 over 7.
26.857.
I'm sorry, what?
26.857.
No. 34 minus 50 divided by 7.
I could 2.285.
2.285, which
Yes.
is 2.89. Somebody give me a z-score for 65 minus 50 over 7.
2.142.
2.14. Okay? Now somebody with an older calculator or set the 0 and 1 in your newer calculator, give me the area between negative 2.28 and 2.14. Somebody with a newer calculator, set 50 and 7 and give me the area between 34 and 65. 4 digits. Somebody with a newer one, give me 34 to 65. What do you get?
0.9728.
0.9728. Somebody with a older calculator or set to 0 and 1, give me negative 2.28 to 2.14. What do you get?
So for 2.28, it's 0.988.
You did negative 2.28 to 2.14?
Yeah, 9725.
0.9725. So you get the same answer. And I don't think anybody's going to fuss over 3 10,000th of an, I don't think anybody's going to fuss about that. Okay, so that's the kind of question you get, but we still haven't got to the question that's going to ask you os plus mu. So now I'm going to move to that one. And that will give y'all 2 days of nothing but homework questions because we're not going into the next unit. So I know y'all going to cry about that, but I got to get to that too because some of y'all, I know students. I know there's somebody out there bouncing around like a ping pong ball.
It's me, but I just kept my mouth shut.
Okay, is it you? Okay.
Yes. I've been stressing.
I knew somebody was going to start bouncing around.
It's me. I kept
Y'all
my
know
mouth
y'all don't
shut.
have to do that to me because okay. Assume that the random blah 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 is normally distributed blah 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 blah. Find the 11th percentile. 11th percentile. That means the area under the curve is 0.1100. So draw a picture first. You're going to have to draw a picture because you have no idea what it's asking for right now. I got to lay off this stuff. Whew. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a picture because I have no idea how this looks. So, I'm not going to put in all the 34s. Y'all should know that by now. 57. Oh, I hate when they do these odd numbers. That'd be 64, 71, and 78. And then backwards, 50. I can do that one. 43, and that's the one I can't do. 56 or 36? Okay, now I'm going to draw where they're asking about 11th percentile. 11th percentile, we know this is 2.5, and we know this is 13.5. Well, what's 13.5 plus 2.5? 16%. So we know that 11%, this is 13.5. Half of 13 is what? 7? 7, and that's 7, and that'd be what? 9.5? 9.5 would be in the middle right here, wouldn't it? 9, that's 10%. Everybody see how I'm getting that? So I'm going to put a little bit more than half. I'm going to put that right there, and then I'm going to say this is the 11th percentile, 0.1100. Okay? So they're giving us a what? They're giving us an area. So we got to use inverse norm. But what's the inverse norm going to give you? Is it going to give you a test score, or is it going to give you a z-score? It's going to give you a z-score. Are you going to say, I made a 2.1 on the test? No. You got to change that z-score into a what? A test score. Just throw stuff. So somebody tell me, I think it's going to be, let's see, this is -1. I'm going to say approximately -1.2 or 1.3. Okay, so when you did inverse norm, second bars, inverse norm, you type in 0.1100, you got what? -1.22. What did you ask? Best.
I was going to ask like what we put in the calculator
Yeah.
when we do inverse norm. You answered it.
How did you get that 0.1100? Did you?
Inverse norm, second bars, inverse norm, 0.1100. And hit enter. You got to, I think I put a parenthesis on it and then hit enter. Tell me what you get. Okay? So now you finish. You just say, I got a test score of -1.22. Go into Clemson and tell them you got a test score of -1.22. No, you're not going to get in Clemson. I'm sorry, Clemson. Okay, so we got to change that z-score into a what? All right, now I'm pretty sure y'all can handle this because all it is plug and what? Does somebody do it? Go ahead and do it. You got everything you need now. Oz plus mu. Somebody tell me what I plug in for Oz. 7 times -1.22, Hubert. Yes, that's right, class. Plus what? 57. And somebody give me that. I think, now don't tell me, I said 1.3. So 43, that'd be 43, halfway between 40, half of 3 is 46. So I'm going to say it's around 48, approximately. So what do y'all get? I'm sorry, what? 48.5. And that is the score that represents the what percentile? 11th percentile. This is the test questions that you're going to see. Because I want to discourage you. Make you feel like a failure. Round to 2 decimal places, 48.45. Thank you for telling me after the fact.
He told you the first time.
Okay, well, I don't know what they got, but it should be around 48.46.
Yeah, it's rounded. They want.
What did they get?
48.4.
Well,
It was rounded error, or like they rounded it different.
why didn't they keep the number in there? Okay, let's do another problem. We got plenty of time for those that are about to have fits. Okay, there we go. Draw a picture. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. It's 1:54 right now. I'll give y'all at least 6 minutes. Mean of 50, standard deviation of 7. Find the 81st percentile. That means the area is 0.8100.
That's inverse norm.
Yep. Make sure you draw a picture so you'll know what's going on. Not throwing trash in class. Where'd you go to high school? Seneca. I'll tell you one time, I went up to Seneca. We were playing Seneca for the region championship. I was in 11th grade, and it was cold. And that field up there, When that field, I don't know if y'all still play on the same field, but it looks like this in Seneca. That field that we played on, it looked like this. I mean, you know, it was, so it would drain. It was hard as a rock because it was cold, it was frozen, and it was like the frozen tundra. I mean, it was awful. I still don't remember, I don't know if that was the new stadium that y'all had at that time, but I mean, the field was in good condition. It was just cold, and it drained real well, so that it was,
It hurt when you.
no, wasn't like Pickens. Ooh, Pickens, I tell you, I love playing in Pickens. I played at Pickens one time, and it was a thunderstorm just about. And back then, they didn't give a rat's rear end whether it was lightning or, you know, they didn't care. And buddy, Pickens turns into a mud hole. I don't know if they've changed stadiums. That's been 20, 30 years ago. So I don't know. We came out of that. We looked like a bunch of pigs. We had mud from head to toe. But yeah, Seneca, that was when Tom Bass was the legend up there.
Tom Bass.
Tom Bass, I don't know if
I
it
think
was.
they named it after. I think I've heard it.
Is that still the same stadium? Or have y'all moved in the last 20, 30?
Yes, I think it's the same one.
Yeah. Had concrete stands, I think, on one side.
We have metal bleachers now.
It might have been metal, but y'all had a press box. Yeah. I think the most memorable football game I ever went to, besides the championship down at Airport where we fumbled the ball on the 2-yard line. We lost because of that fumble. Why we just couldn't sit on it, I don't know, on the two. I guess we couldn't on the 2-yard line. 10 seconds left and we fumbled and they ran it in 2 yards.
I think Walhalla's best game would have had to be my sophomore year at the old high school when our kicker, Brett Norton, he like kicked the longest field goal, I think, in the state.
That was my second most memorable. We were losing to Wren at District 5 Stadium. We were losing to Wren 3-0 at the end of the ball game. It was like 40 seconds left. And we punted and ran a safety, or they ran a safe. They punted. They punted and ran it out the back of their field and gave us 2 points. And then we got the kickoff and we ran it to the 50-yard line and kicked a 40-yard line. Kicked a 52-yard and won it 5-3. That was the most memorable. That was my 11th grade year. That was the most memorable